Hello there, and welcome back to another Starfield ship video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another subscriber custom build. This is the Century Osprey from Agamemnon. Agamemnon, for those of you who may remember, he originally put forward a tiny ship that he called the Puddle Jumper, and it was a really cool ship, but it was very small. It was kind of very, I think, probably like I could count the modules on one hand. But he wanted to put forward the kind of a ship that's the complete opposite of that. And here we have it here. Now, you may notice by looking at it, there's some similarities. He said that he has built this off of the Kepler R. For any of you that don't know, I did a review on the ship and how to get it, but it's basically a reward that Walter from the Constellation gives you upon helping his research and development team make a ship. It can go two ways. You can either get the Kepler S, which is a really sleek looking ship, or this is the Kepler R, which is all but the kitchen sink. As you can see, uses a lot of those parts. It's very big, a lot of cargo capacity, a lot of hull. It's a phenomenal looking ship. Agamemnon, I tried to match the colors as best I can. If I made any mistakes, let me know. I can already tell I messed up the color of the bridge. But yeah, let's get it anyway. Let's take a look at it. So it's clearly meant to haul cargo. With a lot of it's got a lot of cargo components that you can see, and then some you cannot see. It's got multiple turreted weapons, which is very handy given that this ship is quite slow in terms of agility. Makes a lot of sense. It's got a lot of fuel, which I'm assuming he kind of went with that for the aesthetic. I quite like it. It makes sense. You know, this is quite a... It can pretty much carry anything is the gist I'm getting just by looking at it. So stat-wise, we've got that fuel of 2,600, which is insane. If they ever get around to, when they do get around to, I say, adding the survival mode, this ship will be able to go anywhere before needing to refuel. It's got a hull of 1,557, which again, very, very good. This thing can clearly take a beating, although I'm unsure if you would necessarily want to take it into a beating because of how slow it is. Obviously, you know, it's got turrets and stuff, but this ship, the way it's kind of set up, you probably would want to, like, kind of try to not engage if possible. Like, don't get me wrong, it clearly has weapons, but at least in my headspace, I'd be kind of seeing this more as like a kind of a general purpose hauler. So I wouldn't want the pirates to get, because they, you know, like in lore, they'd be able to get close to the ship quite easily, and they could make boarding action also quite easily. But it does have deterrents to try and prevent that, which we'll get to in a minute. It's got a cargo of 13,800, which is astronomical. Now, I know there's probably something out there that may say, oh, that's not a lot, we can get more. I'm well aware that you can pretty much strap cargo to an engine and call it a ship, but doing so is kind of tricky because it might not look functional. This is a lot of cargo while still looking very functional. It's got a C-class reactor, 40 power, which is the max power you can get C-class. You can kind of see it at the back, maybe. You can see it in there. More than enough power for what we've got going on. It's got a crew of 7, which is quite low. See, the thing is with the crew stat, I'm never sure if... Because I know that you can... Some ships you can pump the crew up to 10, but I'm not sure exactly. I never got around to learning the formula. I know it's based off your turrets and your like modules and stuff, but I'm assuming you could pump this more if you wanted to. So it's got a jump range of 26 light years, which for almost carrying 14k cargo, that's very good. It's got the best shield in the game, 1,600, which again, very, very good. And then it's got 2 sets of particle weapons. So it's got 3 of them Vanguard particle weapons on the front there, fixed. And then it's got 4 particle turrets at the back on the winglets, 2 facing backwards and 2 facing sideways. Now, obviously, that's kind of irrelevant the way they're facing, because the top one has like pretty much like a, not a full 360 degrees, maybe like a, like I'd say like maybe like a 240 degrees. And then obviously the ones on the bottom have a more kind of a 180, but they're more than capable. So as always, this ship is custom built, so you won't be able to buy it. I sell mine for the purpose of the video. But if you were to build it, it would cost you around 520,000 for the parts, not including the cost of acquiring a ship. If you are using the Kepler R, it'll be a lot. I think it's the Kepler R. I always get them confused, but it's the one that's bigger. So yeah, let's purchase it and almost bankrupt myself and check it out. So, as you can see, it's very imposing. We got those Hope Tech bumpers at the front. Agamemnon, like myself, must have issue parking safely in space stations. I've got a few fines, you know. It wasn't my fault. Only paint came off the station. But, you know, it's handy to have, just in case if you're a bit eager on the throttle when you're coming in. It's got those really big Hope Tech landing gear, which I really love them. The sooner mods come out, or maybe, probably not Bethesda, rework some of these landing gear, because these landing gear will go back, facing backwards when they take off. They're like vertical VTOL. And these things should be used as engines, which would be amazing. Be able to streamline a lot of the build. We've got 4... oh, I didn't actually check. Let me show you real quick. I don't know if it's going to fiddle with the stats. We've got 640 shielded cargo. Each of these. They're very nice if you need to sneak some Aurora off of the planet. Anyway, we're gonna go. Oh, you see there's more of the cargo there. It's a very heavy ship. In we go. Ooh, I just doinked my mic, I apologize. And get it to the right height. So immediately we're greeted by the engine room here. This is a Deimos engine room. I think this is the B variant. Very nice. Nice mix of machinery and some terminals to get the job done. And then he wanted the docking port on the bottom, which I quite like that. It's close to the exit, and it's also like, I mean, yeah, if they boarded, they would have access to the engine room, but like, disabling the ship is not really going to do much. You know, you still have the ship that's going to be armored and stuff. And I'm assuming these ships would have like redundant power systems to protect the weapon and the shielding. And then next we have an infirmary here. This is another Stroud Eklund, or Deimos. I believe it's Stroud Eklund. No, it's all Stroud Eklund. Pharmaceutical lab, 2 beds there for you're carrying someone that needs medical attention. And we got the research lab there. And then up to the next level, we have a Stroud Eklund living quarters, I believe. We got the galley over there. Michael will love that there's a coffee. I think that's, yeah, that's coffee. I'm assuming that's coffee. Michael, you can let me know in the comments. Probably like one look at it, you know exactly where those beans came from on the earth. We've got 2 double beds on each side, which is quite handy. The good thing about these is they also add extra passenger slots. So like if you're doing like passenger missions, which occasionally. And then we have the Deimos battle station, which is basically a combat information center. Really cool. You've got Andrea there is checking out the kind of the nav table, which is very nice. And we've got some more computers here.
I'm here for you.
More computers here. We've got this double kind of computer module. It's basically from this point here we can control all the systems on the ship, the weapons, the shields, everything basically that's not flying the ship. Although I'm assuming, I don't know about like naval vessels in like modern times, someone might be able to tell me. But I would assume in like in the future they would make it so that you could potentially fly the ship from the CIC, but it's not really, you know, like it's a last ditch effort. Because like usually with sci-fi vessels, well, like kind of like I say sci-fi, like with likes of Starfield and like Halo and stuff, they always put the bridge on the outside of the vessel, and that's usually the first thing to go when it gets hit. So it'd be handy to have a backup kind of control station. And then we have a workstation here with the research lab, space workspace, all the good stuff.
Hey.
Is that not uncomfortable, Sarah? You're like sitting on the... Oh, that looks like very sore. It's got a nice little cutter crate. Very nice. I'm just checking here. There's nothing in here. Let me know, Agamemnon, if the layout is accurate. I know you were telling me when you sent the message, you were kind of explaining how to like get them a specific way. And I did try that, but I'm not sure if it is the way you wanted to. So then we've got a control station up here for extra crew capacity. So this is for like kind of like more of your I would assume like the non-combat like duties. So like you could have like your navigators up here, just kind of plotting courses and stuff. And if we go this way, we have another computer core room, which very nice. I get the feeling you didn't want a computer core room for some reason. If you did, then never mind. But if you didn't, I do apologize. I do like this computer core room. I like you have these jump seats here. This is something that, like, I think more of the modules need, because, like, if you're in space, for instance, right, and, like, if you ever watch The Expanse kind of shows it. If your grav drive gets hit, or anyway, like, your artificial gravity gets hit, you're going to need to be seated. Because without having your gravity, like, your basically inertial dampeners turned off, high G maneuvers will throw you around. And I'm assuming, like, I don't know the ins and out of, like, in the Starfield universe, but I know that you can disable grav drives, and when you board the ships, they're floating around. So, yeah, it's just nice to have. You don't want to end up pancake to the ceiling when the pilot makes a hard maneuver to try and outrun a missile. But yeah, and then over here, we have, to the side here, we have another Deimos living quarters. Very nice. Same stuff again. More coffee. Very nice. That's like the most textured piece of toilet roll I've ever seen in my life, or kitchen roll, I should say. Or kitchen towel for my Americans. And I don't know what people call it, like, and I just know Americans call it kitchen towel as opposed to kitchen roll. In Ireland we say kitchen roll and toilet roll. Alright, and we've got another, I believe this is the, yeah, this is an all-in-one living quarters. Nice view here of one of the weaponry. One thing I will say is I like what Bethesda did with the weaponry, but I really wish they'd go over and, like, do a pass of them so you can flip them for anybody that, like, is building ships. If you're ever trying to, like say you want to try and mirror like weaponry, like, say for instance on this, just, I know this is a really random rant, but you notice how it has, like, this kind of pack on the left side, whereas they all have that, and it's not a huge issue, but if I'm, like, say putting two, I'd like if one of them was on the right. Like, just give us the option to flip weapons left and right, Bethesda. Which I'm assuming is coming. We know, like, there's going to be a lot of changes, but if that's one of them, I'll be a very happy camper. And then if we head back this way, and we go up. And we have a captain's quarters here. Very nice. And we've got the navigation console there. And then nice little bed, another coffee thing. People love coffee. I'm just going to really quickly look, because I remember him specifically saying that he put a cargo. There should be a 2x2 cargo. Or did he want a battle station? I'll be right back. I'm going to check that. Because I just went to double check, because I was like, I remember him specifically saying, like, that he wanted to put a 2x2 because it made sense with this build. And I put it back. It was not supposed to be a battle station, so all that whole rant about CIC is relevant. You have the cargo, which I like. I've said this before, like, from a gameplay point of view, these rooms are kind of pointless because they don't add anything. Hopefully in, like, a future update, Bethesda will make it so they add, like, cargo, which they really should. Just given the, like, the space of this, you could probably, like, what is it, 2x2, and the largest, like, 1x1 cargo container can carry, like, maybe, like, what is it, like 1800, so you could definitely pump out at least like 6-7k. But from a lore point of view, I really like it, and it makes sense with the build, which is why Agamemnon went with it. Very nice. You got a lot of storage options, and because it is a Stroud Eklund, I think, yeah, Stroud Eklund. It's very nice. Same stuff again. Back up we go. So this would be the control center on this ship. This is like the mini CIC. And then we're going to just go back up to the bridge, which is not that way, it's this way. I know people would probably be like, no, Crimson, no, too, but I'd love elevators on the ship. Not loading screen ones now. Although I'd love the Mass. I've played so much Mass Effect that I don't mind elevators, as long as your companions talks. Then we have the Deimos bridge. Really nice bridge. Now, it looks phenomenal. Reminds me of the Lakon bridges, the Type 9 and the Type 10 Defender from Elite Dangerous. Only thing about this bridge, and I'm assuming Agamemnon knows this, because either he doesn't and he's never had a companion, or he knows and just doesn't mind. But these seats here, while they're cool and they kind of give a kind of a like, oh, this is like a tour ship, they're very annoying because your crew will all sit here, and because there's nothing like like breaking their sight line, be a computer or anything, they will look towards you and they'll just say general dialogue, which, yeah, it's kind of annoying. Hopefully when Bethesda bring out an update, they'll allow us to like rearrange because they did say they're going to be allowing us to like rearrange interiors and stuff. At least I think they did. I can't remember exactly what they said, but if they do, it'd be nice, because I'd definitely be moving these chairs and even just like facing them against like these panels, because we've got a lot of panels back here. That, like, we've got a panel here. But yeah, anyway, let's take it off into space, see how she flies. Here we go. This big beast. There's the ship this size is like a 0.2% chance it doesn't lift off. It gets 4 feet in the air and then the engine just cut out.
Right.
All that lift. If there was ever a ship to lift the entire planet with it, it would be this ship.
Retro's firing.
Alright, nice. So we have a little bit of power to play around with. I have a perk that increases my power, so for the sake of that, we're actually... Sorry, we don't. I take it back. Current configuration, we don't have power to play around with, but we have enough power, which is very nice. So weaponry, we've got those 3 particle cannons there, which are more than adequate for dealing with most threats, like smaller threats. And then we've got those particle turrets on the back that are currently... they have to be fired on. But anything that tries to pull in behind this to disable your engines is going to have a very nasty surprise. Quick little speed test, and it's going to be probably 130. Okay, we're using C-class engines, makes sense. Boost speed of 380, almost 400. Not bad. As you can see, agility's a bit... We're going to do a quick pitch test. Oh yeah, we could be here, man. Makes sense though. Like, I personally don't mind it. Yeah, that's very slow. I don't mind it though, because like I think it might just be me. I might just like piloting big things. That's not a euphemism. But I like when, you know, like big ships like are beefy and heavy. It's like in like I said in Elite Dangerous, I used to love flying the bigger ships just because it felt really weighty. Anyway, that being said, we're going down to the planet now, and we're going to show you how to build it. So yeah, let's go check it out, shall we? All right, so we have it in 5 pieces. So let's start at the start here. So we've got the Kontiki B600 bridge from Stroud Eklund, 380 cargo, and 6 crew station. Very nice. And then we have, mounted here, we have an Assurance SG 1800 shield generator from Sexton Shield System, C-Class, max power of 12, shield health of 1600, and 5 regen. So, best shield in the game. And then behind that we have the Apollo GV300 grav drive from Deep Core, C-Class, 11 power, 50 jump thrust, which in the current config gives us 26. And then mounted here on these little winglets, we have 2 PBO 300 Auto Alpha turrets from Ballistic Solution Incorporated. C-Class, 3899 range. I think that range might be increased by a stat. It shouldn't show stat increases in here, but it does, so your range might differ a little bit. 4 fire rate, 22 hull and shield damage, and 3 power, and then we've got 2 of them. And then for the cargo, we've got 2 of these Stormax 60 cargo holds from Dogstar, 435 each. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Nova bracers connecting everything together. And then we have a Deimos Wing A starboard there and a Deimos Wing A port. And then we have 2 of these Deimos Spine A's and then 2 Spine D's. And then for the engine, we have the Poseidon DT230 engines from Panoptes, C-Class, 4 power, 34,520 engine thrust, 11,600 maneuvering thrust. Very nice. And then if we go to the next level, we have the Stroud Captain's Quarters 2x1 from Stroud Eklund. For the cargo, we've got 4 more of those Stormax cargo, 2 at the front, 2 at the back here. And then between them, we've got some Galleon S203 cargo holds from Protectorate Shield System, 1,480 each, which is very nice. And then just to kind of show you where this would all kind of slot in, basically this sits directly under like that, right there. And then next section of the ship would be kind of the middle. We have the Stroud Living Quarters 2x1. We have the Stroud Computer Core 2x1, the Stroud Control Station 2x1, and the Stroud All-in-One Berth 2x1A. And then for the engine or the reactor, we've got the SF4, the sheared flow reactor from Dogstar, C-class, 40 power, 1315 hull, which is very nice. Same again, 2 more of the exact same engines, and then 2 more of the same turrets. And then for the fuel tanks, we've got 4 of these 900T helium-3 tanks from Ballistic Solution Incorporated, which give 650 grav jump fuel altogether, giving us a total of a lot. Sorry, my maths is braining. Does it not usually say the fuel on the bottom? Apparently it doesn't. So somebody wants to tell me, you can. It's a lot of fuel, though, basically. And then for the cargo, we've got 2 more of these Galleon S204 cargo holds. And then for the structural pieces, we have a little window there. Oh, portal. Also, we actually have a porthole up here. I apologize. I did not mention it. There's a little porthole there, so you can see out. And then we've got a Nova bracer holding the 2 engines together. And then we have 2 more of these Deimos wings, like that. And then the second last floor, we have the Shroud all-in-one berth 2x1B, the Stroud cargo hall, and the Stroud workshop 2x1. And then weaponry, we have mounted on these Taio equipment plates. We've got 3 Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors, A-class, 3899 range, 6.65 fire rate, 11 hull and shield damage, and 2 powers. They're extremely powerful. And then for landing gear, we've got 4 of these Hope 55 landing gear from Hope Tech, 4 landing thrust each, which makes it pretty beefy. And for storage, we've got 2 more of the cargo. And then for structural pieces, we've got 2 of these Nova bracers. We have 3 of these equipment plates, and then 2 of these Hope Tech bumpers. And then on the bottom floor, we have the Stroud Infirmary 2x1, the Deimos Engineering Bay A, and the Stability Pro Landing Bay, and then underneath, we have the Deimos Slim Doctor. And then for the landing gear, for the cargo hold, sorry, we have 2 of these Galleon S202 cargo holds from Protector Systems, 950 each. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 AccuLander 11 landing gear from Stroud Eklund, 2 landing thrust each. We've got 4 of these 100 centimeter ballast shielded cargo, 160 each, which is very nice. And then we have, for structural piece, we just have 3 of these Deimos Belly 4. So I'm going to just put the ship together for you guys, just to show you. So we have this like all here, this section. And then next you want to place these down like that. So these basically sit kind of, the winglets line up exactly like that there. And then we're going to grab all this. We're just going to pull it back a little bit. And all of this stuff here, we're going to link it all together. And they basically are going to slot. Again, they just kind of sit in front exactly like that there. And then finally, these connect. You can just see there, they kind of sit exactly like that there. And then that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's Agamemnon's ship. Really, really cool ship. Agamemnon, I really, really like it. It's like, it obviously, like, you can see like the parts where the Kepler is, but I think that was like intentional because, you know, like I do that a lot too when I like kind of remodify certain ships. I like to make it clear like what the ship is, but clearly it still had a lot of modifications. But all in all, yeah, very, very cool ship. Let me guys know in the comments what you think. And Agamemnon, I think I said already, but if you want to comment, I will pin your comment so you can clarify anything I made a mistake of, or just to kind of just be like, if anyone wants to ask me any questions, they can. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and check out some other videos. Bye-bye.